Maureen's birthday. As you know, if you announce your birthday on the Eric Zane Show podcast, you go to the front of the line. The star goes on your forehead, and I love you. Happy birthday, Maureen. Everyone jealous, they getting green. Your birthday is so hot. If they don't like it, they can eat my twat. Maureen, yeah, it's your birthday now. If they don't like it, they can have a cow. Maureen, she ain't mean. She rescues dogs in the middle of the night. If they try to bitch, they get a fight. She kick 'em in the ball, do a DDT. 1 in a million for you and me, Maureen. Happy birthday, yeah, Maureen. Happy birthday, yeah. Darla must be loving it because I'm getting various comments from audience members. That's a wonderful way to start the Eric Zane Show podcast on this, the 2nd of May. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bump. Today begins the process of trying to figure out, God, my hair looks good today. I got it trimmed yesterday at King's Room. I look fantastic. I got a question. I'm a big address the elephant in the room guy, so I'll just say this. What happened on Reddit? I don't know. All I know is that it was when it gets so ridiculous and horrible, I just first I remove, then I solid warning, hey, knock it off. And then that is, I'm like, once you then go and do that, this is concerning the Eric Zane Show podcast Reddit page. There was some nasty talk. And I said, all right, that's enough. And then when it still continues, then I'm going to go ahead. Now I got to start banning people. And unfortunately, I did that. Because if I ask you nicely and you don't listen to me and you just blaze right through that, now it's my problem. So whatever problem that was going on that I'm not involved in between warring parties, and I say, all right, enough. Like a dad to two children, which is embarrassing. That's bad enough. And then when it keeps happening, then I'm like, all right, I'm going to give you a 7-day ban. And then and then the person goes and gets another account and then continues to be horrible. So, all right, well, now if I see you, any influence of you, you have to go. You have to go. I can't allow harassment. All right. If you ball bust and needle, that's one thing. Then, whatever. You all have choices. This, by the way, this has nothing to do with Corey. It is a separate person. And I don't really want to break it down too much because I don't want to open that can of worms. But it's worth addressing. Thank you for reminding me on it. But I don't want to discuss it. It was just goddamn ugly. It was horrible. And so there you go. That's basically it. I just don't want it. My Reddit is not there for people to harass people. We have a certain tone on there. Of ridiculous and silliness. but when the language used becomes, that pervasive and horrible towards one person or the other, I don't want any part of that. Megan says, "Damn it! Is this what blue balls feels like?" Yeah, it is quite juicy, but and I would have left it up, but it was just so goddamn horrible. All right. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Nick says we are getting the free beer blue balls. LOL. Well, I probably wouldn't even have mentioned it. But if you ask, I don't want to ignore you either, because honestly, I'll start doing this show, and then that's all everybody on the chat will be talking about is what went on the EZ subreddit. Darla to my right being adorable. Maureen says that Mr. Maureen really enjoyed that birthday song, by the way. So you must have had it up without your AirPods in, and then Mr. Maureen, in between Bible verses that he was reading, heard me bust that one out. Is he going to be like, hey, that really sounded good. I think I like that, Eric Zane. Cole writes, Q100, quote, "Take our sign down, Eric Zane." Oh, all right. EZ puts on hoodie. That noise you hear is, again, Darla digging into the chair like she's making a damn nest. Yeah, all you're doing is destroying the chair. Today at 1 p.m., I begin the process of trying to figure out what has happened to your old pal EZ with this. I don't know if it's my neck, my arm, my back, my shoulder, my hand. Dr. Steve described this as cervical radiculopathy. Coming out of C7. So, all right. Fuck. It has gotten progressively worse. And it happens the most, the numbing sensation, and then it's so weird because it's in my shoulder, and then it'll travel down the arm, the numbness, the whole arm goes numb and is completely weak. And then that, whatever that is, that's traveling down there, nerve impulses, who knows? It stops at my thumb and my index finger and just starts pins and needles and burning. It's the weirdest thing ever. I mean, we're such a delicate system if you think about it. So on a normal day, the impulses that are going down the arm are, hey, let's feel good. But for whatever reason, whether it's a pinched nerve or something weird that's happening, it says, okay, let's let him know how much this sucks. And fire off shitty feelings down the arm. See if that gets his fucking attention. And boy, has it. So each time that I made this doctor's appointment and then canceled it, it's because I thought that I was able to work past it, either by, lifting this stupid weight 5,000 times a day, or and that worked for, I don't know, an hour, and then it was rolling out my back with a lacrosse ball. That was an idea that I came up with on my own. No one in the audience named Chris in Buffalo suggested a lacrosse ball. It was all me. Oh. Joe Martinez says maybe it's your spine fusing together in the neck area. Not unheard of. Who knows? But then finally sticking with it. Say, all right, that's it. I am going, and I'm not canceling this. Today is the day, 1 p.m. This thing has gotten progressively worse. It has been quite a ride and getting some attention. I heard from Adam Balboa, who said, easy, when and if the doctor prescribes rehab, take it. Do it. The people in rehab facilities know so much more than you do just lifting a stupid weight up. You have to, and I am not listening to my own advice because I am a go-to-the-doctor guy. Stand by. I got to drink this coffee. Excuse me. Sounds weird when you hear me swallow. So yes, that is what's going on, and I'm anxious to get to the bottom of this. Today on the radio, in addition to having to, it was really annoying because I had to sort through all that Reddit stuff and delete, and then unfortunately ban people. Ryan says the processing and silencing is so good. No swallowing to be heard. Oh, that's good because I can hear it in my ears. So I'm assuming it must be on the mic. No. Yeah, I'm trying to do the radio show, and I've got all this shit. I went to bed last night. First of all, I guess I'm going to go back to this a little bit. I get done with a hockey game, and Reddit is on fire. There's comments being made and back and forth and ugliness. Again, I'm keeping names out of it, which means I'll probably say the names in a minute. Listeners are reaching out to me saying, hey, and I knew what they were doing. They were saying, easy, you're the moderator of this. And I'm like thinking to myself, you're right. I gotta do something because if I let this go, then I look like an asshole. So I had to clean it up. All I want to do is go to bed. And it's 10:30 at night, and I'm on Reddit trying to sort through this. I delete the post, and I write, please, no more. Okay, I get it. Please, no more. And then one of the parties blows right through that, and then the war is back on. The war goes on while I'm sleeping. I wake up. I see the war. All right. Now I got to start handing out fucking bans. So I'm trying to be on the radio and sort that shit out. And then Jackass decides I need different name. I'm going to use my different accounts and then say terrible things. It's like, dude, you see, you're making this my problem. You can't be on my side and support me and cause me this much goddamn trouble because you behave like a child. All right? And this person wasn't even part of any of the stuff that went down yesterday. Inserted himself into it. And then we have to clean up the mess. So I'm dealing with that. Then I get a little time, and it's time to let the dogs out. I've got 2 songs to play. I put the computer on automatic. I double check it. The button that says auto turns green. I've got 2 songs. The first song is by Leonard Skinner. It's called Working for MCA. That song's going to play, and then it is going to segue nicely into a little 5-second thing that says Q100. And then it's going to go into like a David Bowie song. I turn on the app so I can monitor in case of a catastrophe. I'm outside with the dogs. The song is still playing. I go walking into the backyard. And I notice O'Neill's not there. No big deal. I've got his GPS collar on. He's not in the yard. He's wandering around the neighborhood, but he hasn't gotten far. I bring the other two inside. I go out the front door. I see him. He's at my neighbor's. I go, hey, let's go. Come on, big fella. And he ignores me. So I got to walk over there and get him. I'm listening to Working for MCA by Lynyrd Skynyrd. And I'm in the middle of the cul-de-sac, and the song fades. The song is over, and then I hear Q100. And now at this point, I'm supposed to hear the beginning of Rebel Rebel by David Bowie. And I don't hear Rebel Rebel. At this point, it's important to note that when you're listening on the app, it's delayed by like 40 seconds. So the audience has heard the ending of Working for MCA, Q100, and then nothing. So I'm like, oh, fuck. O'Neill is still over at the neighbor's. I'm fine because I can see him on the app. I know where he is in case he gets lost, so I'm not worried about that. But now I'm outside in the middle of the fucking cul-de-sac. Rebel Rebel's supposed to be playing, and here I am holding my dick. Uh-oh. I turn around. Oh, no. This is that nightmare fuel. I'm telling you, I've had this dream a million times. So that terrifying run through the cul-de-sac, up the steps, through the front door, up the steps, through the closet, and here, and it has automatically switched off from auto to semi-auto. For somehow, some crazy glitch made it do it. I don't know. Oh, shit. What a bad feeling. So, typically, you've got about 1 minute before anybody from the radio station starts texting you, because maybe this happens once or twice during the years. I don't know that Q100's been on the air, but I was freaking the fuck out. Oh. Chris says, I yell out, NFK, go find O'Neill. Yeah, right. Start the next song. David Bowie, Rebel Rebel. Go outside. O'Neill is gone. Have to open the app. He's now walked down the street. I have to go to where he is quickly, because that song's only 3.5 minutes long. Get it. Come on, let's go. Get him in. Good to go. But wow, that's a bad feeling right there. Rebecca says, don't you have a leash for that dog? Yeah, but I don't use it. Because he doesn't, if he leaves, if Darla and Bruce are off the leash and out in the neighborhood, you won't get them back. They will wear your ass out. You have to literally follow them around the neighborhood until they just get tired and lay down. O'Neill will not do that. So I don't worry about him. And I can see him at all times on the app. So, so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Something else terrible happened on the air today that I'm not even going to talk about here. The boss of the radio station, JC, okay, he called me he texted while I was talking. And he wrote, no, don't do this. Because I was talking about something he didn't want me to talk about. So that was weird. I had to call him back and say, what happened? I didn't want you to talk about that. Oh, shit. That's bad. All right. Griffins played yesterday. They sucked. Oh, were they bad? My God. Okay, get this. Playoff hockey. Game 2, Central Division semifinals. Game 1, Griffins sucked for all but the last 8 minutes of it, where they muster 2 goals to tie it and then win it in overtime. They got their asses handed to them the first 2 periods of that game, but they somehow managed to win that fucking thing. Yesterday, game starts. Griffins score a goal early. Well, about the first 10 minutes. They score! And everybody's losing their minds. I announce the goal. While I'm announcing the goal, the other team scores during my goal announcement. There's nothing worse than that because, you want to all right, goal scored by so-and-so, and a place goes wild. And then you want to announce the assist, but then they scored, and so you're announcing the assist, but everybody's half pissed now because it's now 1-1. Kuipers references the intro to the opening of the game. I need to show you the intro. Yo, period. Can you email me the intro from yesterday's game? Comma, please. Question mark. I did a hype video. I felt kind of embarrassed by it, but the crowd responded. Someone said I looked like an usher from a movie theater wearing my red jacket. That's true. But my hair was perfect in the video. You need to know that's the only thing that matters. Joe Martinez, season ticket holder for the team, writes, Kosa sucks. Griffins suck. Well, that's all true for sure last night. After that first goal, and I'm reading the goal announcement, Rockford scores, and then they scored again with literally 1 second left in the first period. Some dude let it go, and it was, I don't know shit about hockey, but the people that are in the booth with me do, and they're like, oh, no, that was soft. This is a soft goal. I don't know what makes a goal a soft goal or why. To me, I'd give up all the goals. But then, so they're up now 2-1 at the end of one. And that was it. They scored 3 more. In the second period, the Griffins were horrible. Third period, horrible. They end up getting slaughtered 5-1. It was embarrassing. The 3 stars of the game were all from the visiting team. Oh. Even with home cooking, we couldn't even get a star out of it. That was one of the worst displays of hockey I have ever seen in my life. From the moment Rockford scored the tying goal to the end of that game. So bad. Oh. They have to rebound. Some of you were there. I think Kuipers was there. Sarah may have been there. She said I looked handsome. Nick says, is the video that you're talking to the video I interrupted hammering on shit? Yeah, I didn't realize that was you in there when I yelled quiet on the set. If I knew it was you in there, I probably wouldn't have yelled that out. All right. Kuiper says, worse than a Ben Simon coach team. Yeah. Tyler says, you should have taken saves away from Kosa like you used to add them on for him, LOL. Yeah, again, I avoid him now. I actually take a different way. If I had seen him yesterday, I think he would have beat my face in just for some reason because I look like I'm punchable. Comment about O'Neill running away from Tyler also. He says, O'Neill needs Stu McAllister to scare him straight from running away again. I should point out, just for housekeeping and close the book on this, I was able to get the follow-up from yesterday's ordeal. I ended the show kind of in the dark yesterday. And then I was able to piece together the what had went down that caused a lot of hurt feelings and a lot of back and forth. But as I understand it, and this was between Corey and Ashley, Corey then went and apologized. And I hope that that's the end of it. You know, I don't want any, again, like the fun we're having today is what the chat is intended for. So whatever had happened, well, I mean, I know what happened. I'm not going to act like I don't know what happened. So hopefully it's cleaned up now, and over time, the dust will settle, and that'll be that. You know? I'm not saying you two should have sex. Actually, that would be great. All right. So anyway, there we go. Joe Martinez sponsors Megan's nephew's AYSO team. Nicely done. Like that. Joe Martinez himself adds, Kosa needs to stop worrying about his stats and worry about stopping goals, and easy ones at that. You know what's great about Joe Martinez is yesterday he went out of his way to do an introduction. And I've been wanting to meet this person. And I was starstruck and awestruck at what I saw because of the celebrity that I witnessed. And the unbelievable miracle and beauty that I saw before me. And just amazingness. I'm walking off of the ice. Now, he sits away from the railing. The railing is right above me as I walk out of off the bench into the locker area to go pee-pee. He has gotten up from his seat, and he is about to introduce me to this wonderful, wonderful human. And the human is not walking. The human is being carried by her grandpa. It is the first time I've laid eyes on this little peanut, Joe's most recent granddaughter. And he walks up to the, and he's holding the baby like Michael Jackson holding the baby over the side of the thing. And I wanted to hold her, you know? And she's just so beautiful. And she's got so much hair. I mean, she's got like this already. It looks like, you know, sometimes babies have hair and then it kind of falls out. I don't think that's the case with this baby. You know? It is this thick, luxurious hair. And she's just got this look on her face like, hey, what's up? How you doing? It was jammy time and her little footy pajamas are on. Oh, my God, was she beautiful. I just wanted to take her and steal her. Man, babies are the best. They truly are the absolute best. All right. So thank you, Joe Martinez, for introducing. Can you tell me the little one's? No, you know what? Save it. Don't tell me the little one's name. Tell me off the podcast. Unless you feel like telling me. I don't know why that's a big deal, but I know some people are sensitive about their kids. You know how it is. I can't figure out what I like more, babies or puppies. Okay. Ella Jade Chan. That's right. I forgot about the heritage. So mommy is Maria, right? No. Wait a minute. What's mom's name? Mom's name is Maria, right? Isn't everybody who's like Mexican named Maria? So mommy, Maria, is Mexican. Your wife is Teresa. Mrs. Joe Martinez is Teresa. Teresa and Joe had Maria, the Mexican. She married David, the Chinese Italian. So that means this child is one half Mexican, a quarter Chinese, and a quarter Italian. Wow. I love that so much. So, sometimes parents will teach the kids the native tongue. I don't think Maria's first language is Spanish, though, because she was, or is it? I don't know. Did you raise her? Did you immerse her in Spanish? Sometimes families do that when they're raising their kids. Like Joe and Teresa are Mexican, so they may have immersed the kid in Spanish so that she gets one language and she picks up the second. I mean, are you going to teach the kid fucking 4 languages? You can teach the little one. What's the name? The kid's name? Jackie Chan? What is it? Oh, Ella Jade Chan. You can teach her Chinese, Italian, English, and Spanish. Do it all. I hope to live in a country right here where we don't even speak English anymore. I want it to be so that the minority is English. And I think that's going to happen. Rebecca reminds me that the language is not Chinese. It's either Mandarin or Cantonese. Okay, gotcha. Didn't know that? I mean, I knew it, but I didn't, So with a little luck, we'll all have to speak Spanish. At least maybe not us, but our kids' kids. I want to live in the United States because of a massive influx of Mexicans that we have to speak Spanish. Like, we can't survive without it. Like, I'm going to have to change the podcast. I can no longer do the podcast in English anymore. I'm going to have to do it in Spanish because I'm going to probably be 95 years old. And I'm going to have to learn Spanish at 95 in order to do the podcast. God, that'd be great. Chris says that the child is probably the most beautiful mix possible. Yeah, I mean, I have seen David and Maria's other children, and they look like they were touched directly by God. Like God said, okay, these children are going to look so much better than the usual West Michigan slugs that live here. Okay? You will stand out as a unicorn. You will be given so much beauty and wisdom at a young age. Everyone will look upon you for glad tidings. They'll probably do pilgrimages to your house just to get you to wave at them. That reminds me, when we went to Honduras, I'm supposed to say Honduras. That's the way Ernie used to say it. When we went to Honduras, we got into a van to travel through the west side of Honduras, right to the edge where it meets Guatemala. This is like a 3-hour van ride. And Ernie's dad was the minister of tourism. He might still be in the country. He was also the campaign manager for the president at the time. I don't know if he still is, named Juan Orlando. And so Ernie's dad is a bigwig with a lot of money. And when we visit, Ernie gets to see his dad, and it's great. We have a good time. And then his dad says, you should go to Copan, where the Copan ruinas are. And that is pyramids by native Guatemalans way back thousands of years ago. It's an entire community that you can walk through the pyramids and see the crypts. It's not Crips and Bloods, but the crypts where they like bury people, and it's fantastic. And it's like one of the wonders of the world to see this. But anyway, Ernie's dad hires a driver, and he's got a machine gun in the front seat and a pistol on his hip, because you're driving through a territory where it's not out of the question for kidnappers to try to kidnap people. Every 20, 30, 40 miles, there is a military stop. Or there's people, and you drive up, you show proof that you can be where you are or something like that. I don't know what the fuck the rules are in Honduras. And it all goes smoothly. There's no trouble, but there can be, especially if you're traveling through, because everybody's paid off. It's a corridor for drugs coming from South America through Central America, through Mexico into the U.S. So all these military guys are paid off. They're all corrupt. Everybody you see is corrupt. But if you're in the right spot, or you know the right people, you won't have any trouble. We were one of those ones who weren't going to have any trouble. But we still have to get stopped. And the car is surrounded by like 10 young Honduras military members, like entry-level military. And it's just us in the van. So it's driver, Jim, Jack, Maddie, Ernie. And Jackie, of course, very, very blonde hair, long. I don't know her age at the time. And they see her because they're used to only dark-haired women. And oh my God, you wouldn't believe the attention. They're all like walking over to the side of the car and they're just staring at her. And it's like, oh, fuck. Jesus. So they I guess they just don't see a lot of blonde white women in that part of the world. That makes sense, you know. I don't know why I was reminded of that. I think I was reminded of that because I was describing Joe Martinez's grandkids. That almost makes it sound like your grandkids are going to be ogled. That's not my intention. You know what I mean? Your grandkids are absolutely beautiful. You guys are so blessed. I love your family. All right? Even though you're kind of a dick. I guess you'll be over my house on Monday. Is that right? Isn't that what you said? You got to do the tune-up for the AC. Awesome. Thank you. Joe Martinez is giving away a free tune-up. He's got some dumb contest he's doing. Let me see if I can get to that, and I can share it with you so you'll know. Let's see here. Where is it? I shared the damn post. Oh, this is great because it gives me an opportunity to show you what your AC looks like because you don't get a tune-up. Joe says he won't be doing it. Someone else will be doing it. My tune-up. That's okay. Okay, so look at this. Remember how I said to you before that if you don't get your AC tuned up, you're going to get all that shit on the outside. These are the cover is off of this AC. All right. And that's all the dust, dirt, debris, pollen, cottonwood, dandelion shit stuck to the outside of it. That's got to come off. So you haven't done this in forever, so yours looks like that. Ding dong. Have Joe show up at your place, and he will get all that shit off there, plus do all the necessary technical stuff to make sure that your AC is tuned and ready to go. And he writes this. Enter to win the AC tune-up for yourself and a friend. Scroll down and like. All he has to do is say, like our $79 tune-up post. Well, maybe not. Scroll down and like our $79 tune-up post. And then you got to tag your friends. Each tag is an entry. Share the tune-up post. And then comment shared once you share. I know it's a lot. And we're all like short attention spans, but it's important. So you got to like the $79 tune-up post, share it and tag all your friends, and then comment on the post that you shared it. Okay? That way, you're good to go. And you can win that. So that's nice. Well done, Joe. Joe says that was a customer's house I went to. Joe says someone else will be doing my AC and he'll be teaching me Spanish. All right. Whew. A busy first 3/4 hours of the Eric Zane Show podcast. All right. I'm going to bring in a guest on a Friday that I like to bring in. That would be Kyle from a company that used to advertise on the Eric Zane Show podcast for another edition of Let's Kill with Kyle. Strong talk that Kyle will be back. His company will be being advertised on this show again very soon, and that makes me happy. You are encouraged to get a dumpster from anyone else that you choose until Kyle starts. I'm kidding. I can't even get behind that. He's going to say, fuck you, Eric Zane. Kyle's the type of guy that is so sweet and nice, but I have a feeling that if you really test him, he's going to push you back in a way that makes you go, oh, fuck. I shouldn't have done that. All right. For those of you that are enjoying the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, I'm sending you on your way. I appreciate you so much. If you want the rest of the show live as it happens, download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, or go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, and then you will be all set. You can join me on Patreon. Today we have Big Fraud Thursday, featuring another edition of Who Are These Zanes? We're going back to December of 2001. All right? Ben and I will be reviewing that, and then we will be taking care of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast shortly thereafter. And you can take advantage of this for free. All of my content for you is free on Patreon for 7 days. You're like, I've heard a lot about this Patreon, EZ. What's it all about? Well, I basically just offer more content. Fun things to talk about, fun things to do, various shows. Who Are These Zanes? Who Are These Free Beers? Both review shows they're probably our favorite shows we do. The Ben and Eric Patreon podcast is weekly with a live audience. The daily Patreon bonus podcast, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Try it for 7 days free. Put in a payment form to get the 7 days. Cancel it right after, and you still get the 7 days free. If you want it after that, you got to re-sign up and actually pay for it, $5 or $10 a month. That's up to you. I just want to make sure that you know how to get the 7 days free. Thank you for joining me, Facebook, X, and YouTube.